Here to provide a customer testimonial about INTRUST Bank's experience using interfacing solutions is Jessica Henning, business analyst with INTRUST Bank. Who is INTRUST Bank?
So INTRUST Bank is a community bank based in Wichita, Kansas in the US. We are in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, and we have about 800 employees and about $8 billion in assets as of 2021. We are regulated by the OCC, so we're a national association.
What was the original driver in your search for a solution?
We actually had a lot of departments coming to the table with lots of different issues that we were trying to solve for, and there was enough overlap that we felt like maybe we could find something that could help everybody. We kind of started our search very broadly. We weren't quite sure what the end solution might look like, but our operations team was looking for a way to improve how procedures are managed and presented for training. I was looking for a better tool for Visio to try to build requirements that are more traceable. We also had our data governance team who was trying to find a way to manage their data, and we all just kind of came together to try to find something that could solve most of our issues. So that's where we kind of started from.
What were your key requirements for a solution?
Honestly, at the beginning, we really didn't think we would find something that would meet everyone's needs. We really thought when we were going into this that we would have to end up with multiple systems, but we wanted to try to find something that could accommodate most everything. And so we were actually really surprised when we found EPC. It blew all of our requirements away and not only met our current needs for what we were looking for, but also had a lot of advanced features that we weren't expecting to get from the product in our initial baby entry into the market.
What software solutions were evaluated?
We reviewed BlueWorks Live, Elements.cloud, Nintex ProMap. Those were kind of the other three that were on the table. And then a few other ones that weren't even close to meeting our needs that I'm probably not going to mention here, but then we came across EPC. It was recommended to us by another bank at a conference. They were using it, and they kind of showed one of our operations teams how they were using it. And so that was kind of the one that our favorite going into it, knowing that it was already working well for another bank. So when we compared them and compared features between all these products, it was definitely an easy decision.
What key capabilities were you looking for?
It's really helpful to be able to model everything in one place, whether I'm going high-level detail all the way down to very technical information, but being able to stack and layer that information in one place and being able to also get it out of the system in whatever reporting or data or formatting or visualization that I need for the audience that I'm presenting to. So I don't have to go in and try to build that in different systems in different ways. It's just in one place that I can put it all together and then present it how I need to present it.
What key differentiators of EPC stood out for your project?
We all loved EPC for different reasons. For me specifically, the traceability of requirements is really critical to my job, making sure that everything that's needed is included. And then as we're transitioning from a current state to a future state, that we're not missing anything in there. And so just being able to link all the systems together, all the different pieces and the processes and the roles, and just making sure everything is accounted for is really important to me. And so that's really my favorite feature of EPC, is just the traceability and connectability of all the objects together.
What were the main drivers that led your team to select EPC?
We actually didn't know the core conversion was so close on the horizon, and it wasn't even on our radar. And then as we were starting to get into EPC and we purchased it and we were trying to set that foundation for using it, that's when the core conversion kind of came into light. And we switched gears. Everybody kind of just used EPC in their own way. I tried to get as many procedures collected for our vendor as possible so we could start working out what our current requirements were for a new system. But we really kind of just went our own ways with EPC. And it's kind of come around now. We finished our core conversion in June last year. And so now we're all kind of coming back to that place of how do we expand this further, and how have we used it, what's been working well, how can we expand it even further.
What critical use cases can you address using EPC?
The great features of EPC is being able to like get all the way down to that data level, so that as I'm looking at a new process or developing a new workflow, or trying to figure out how something's going to work, I can watch that piece of data all the way through the process to make sure it's going to work. And when you're talking about like 1,000 pieces of data, it gets really overwhelming really quick when you're doing that by hand. So EPC is really great. I pair it with the Cognos tools on the back end to be able to write custom exception reporting, knowing what this tool is expecting and being able to say, okay, I should have this data piece in these places. What am I missing? And so it allows me to create really complete technical requirements in one place. And then the developer who's actually putting all those requirements and implementing them has all the information, and we know it's good. We know it's going to work because it's already been validated.
How did EPC's flexibility impact both technical and non-technical users?
Our systems team was using it to document data flows and data entity relationships. And then we also have our development team using it as well. So the technical side of the house is really on board with EPC. It's a really great way to capture those requirements. And then also our big forms team in compliance is using it to manage the document management module. Has been amazing for them to track documents through their life cycle and their versioning, and making sure that we know what version existed at what point in time and the reason for those changes. So the document management module has been amazing for that.
How would you describe the reliability availability of EPC as a cloud-based SaaS solution?
Yeah, it's always been there when I needed it. So I've never had any issues with downtime. And the issues, like I said, the issues we have had have been on our end with our single sign-on changes that we had internally.
Were there any unexpected value-added functions that were unique to EPC?
Yeah, I use the heck out of those object books. Oh my gosh, let me tell you. That's one of the ways that I'm pulling data out of the system, depending on what I need it for. It's nice to be able to just build an object book focused on whatever the use case is that I need for that. So if I'm trying to just clean up the data and make it very simple for like what the user interface might look like, I can build those in tasks and then filter my object report to just pull in my tasks and kind of sort things with my sequencing so that all the stuff I need sorts to the top. And it's just really flexible about what I can put into the system and then get back out of the system and filter it and present it in a nice way.
How would you describe your experience with our consultants, trainers, and support team?
From the very first on-site training to the consultants that we've had on site, everyone has like a really great depth of knowledge about the product and about the different ways that product can be used. EPC staff, personnel, or interfacing staff and personnel has been amazing. Yeah.
Do you see the applicability of EPC used across other verticals or industries?
It fits a lot of great use cases. Depending on what you're after, they can solve a lot of different problems. And I think once you see the tool, it's like your brain just starts going 1,000 miles per hour about all the different things that you could do with it.